Hello.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller. You are on the air.
Good afternoon,
Hi.
New Spin. Good afternoon, St. Lucia.
Good afternoon, to you, ma'am.
You asked a question, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
You asked, will tropical Trump, and I don't really like the term anyway, win St. Lucia's general election? I'd say the UWP can win the next election. However, the UWP under its current leader, excuse me, Alan Chasney, will not win the next election.
Why?
The harm, and yeah, I'll go there. The harm has been done. Alan's last stint in office was not a positive one for the nation. I don't think he's anything like Trump. Trump enacted policy that was good for the United States. Alan did not enact policy that was good for the country.
Caller, before you continue, now hold on, caller. Before you continue, Dr. Kenny Anthony lost the general election of 2006. He lost the 2006 general election, right? He was not good for St. Lucia then when he lost. He was not good for St. Lucia. He was hated, described as an arrogant individual, but he won in 2011. Didn't he?
Yeah.
He came back and he won in 2011.
We're saying Kenny, you're saying Kenny Anthony. Talk to me about Kenny Anthony's policies that might have caused him to lose. I'm not talking about Kenny Anthony. We're not going to gaslight. We're going to stick to the issue.
Yeah, we're sticking to the issues because hold on, caller. I don't think in St. Lucia, and you ought to know better, in St. Lucia, it is not about policies. People don't really elect governments and political leaders and parties based on policies. It is based on emotions. It's based on how it is on perception as well. How you paint somebody as your political opponent, that will determine the outcome of the elections in St. Lucia. So if you describe Alan Chastain and Guy Joseph as being corrupt without any kind of evidence, then you win if you're successful in doing that.
I don't doubt that, Timothy, but I am a firm believer that simply because we've done something one way doesn't mean that we do not change it. Because what has happened, Pierre has come in and Pierre has basically mimicked what Alan did when Alan was in office. He has mimicked it almost to the point.
Mimicked in what way?
DSH could be, yeah, I'm going there. DSH can be compared to GPH, I think is the name of it, the harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those are similar situations. Whole contract, we haven't seen the other contract. He has not corrected any of the things that we criticize Alan for. So I equate them as the same. Does that mean now we allow?
So therefore, the people might decide.
Interrupting me. I'm not interrupting you.
Therefore, the people might decide to choose the less of the two evils.
Well, that's the point, though. I'm telling the people, I'm asking the people to not choose the lesser of the two evils, but demand that there be a change. You say they do emotion, they do not do policy. They need to look at what it is that's being offered. Let's talk about the SLP right now, for instance. There is a lot of giving. They're cut down the cost for Arthur Lewis students, cut down the cost for this, give this one a handout here, give that one, all under the CIP, except the CIP cannot continue, so that money will no longer be there. The students, for instance, that have gotten that one child in every household scholarship, will that be sustainable so they can continue and actually get their degree 4 years down the road? It doesn't appear that way. So you're talking about doing things the same way. I'm telling you it has to be changed. And I'm telling you the way Alan did it, if he remains leader of the United Workers' Party, and I'm calling all good men and women of the United Workers' Party, who has supported the party over generations, to demand of the executive a meeting for all members, defectors and all members, to come together and to decide what it is they want to do to move the party forward. Because we cannot have a one-party state.
No,
right now we have a one-party state.
In the interest of democracy, in the interest of good governance in St. Lucia, shouldn't you ask the operatives of the St. Lucia Labour Party to do the same thing regarding Philip J. Pierre? Why are you so interested in what happens to the leadership of the UWP and not the SLP?
I am not a member of the St. Lucia Labour Party. I am a member of the United Workers' Party. My concern
But you're a citizen of St. Lucia, Colin. But you're a citizen of St. Lucia.
Yeah, and I will support government as a citizen of St. Lucia. But as a member of the United Workers' Party, I'm calling on the executive to call a national meeting for all members. Those who can't be there, do it on Zoom, but call a meeting, because the party needs to get in order, and the party is not in order right now. Alan cannot take us to victory. That's a fact. He cannot.
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way, Caller. That is your fact.
It's a fact, Timothy.
No, Caller.
It's a fact.
Caller, that is your fact.
Okay, but the election will come and you will see, but it's not going to happen because his policies did nothing for the nation. Nothing for the nation. Unfortunately, Pierre hasn't gone after monies that we should have gone after, yes. But Alan's policy was destructive. We had a horse racing track. My goodness, we could have had an entire dairy production out here at Beausejour. We have a horse racing track. Come on now. Let's get real. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's discuss things in a way that moves the country forward. Right now, it's not moving the country forward. And the SLP is busy just giving this and giving and giving and giving. And the ones they're giving to are just happy, but they're not seeing a few years down the road. You know, so no, I know you don't want to hear this. That's not what you want to hear.
Not what I don't. No. Not what I don't want to hear. And don't paint me as a supporter of this or that. I am just countering whatever you're saying. Don't think that I will just allow you to make claims without you substantiating those claims that you're making. Because number one, you don't have a crystal ball. And if you're going to tell me the outcome of the next general election already, I can't take you seriously, Connor.
No, Timothy, there is projection. And I am telling you that I have heard absolutely nothing from Alan and the current group of the UWP that says to me that anything is going to be done differently.
Yeah, but you're talking about
had 4 years.
You're talking about projections. It's also projected that Kamala Harris would have won the presidential elections in the U.S.
Yeah, but who was doing? Yeah, it was projected. No, it was never projected that she would have won. It was hoped that she would have won. Okay, but if you live in the U.S. and you don't have to live here, and you really understood what's happening on the ground, you would know the Democratic Party was playing checkers when they were faced with the game of chess. Okay, their ground game was totally lacking in swing states. Many of us knew the decision was going to be what it is today. I knew Trump was going to win. Okay, a lot of people knew Trump was going to win. So to say that Kamala was projected, they were both projected. Since October 28th, the Republican Party predicted Trump was going to take a landslide victory.
Okay, so let me ask you one final point, and that is you're already predicting that Alan Shastin will not win the next general election. But let's just suppose that to the United States, where Trump, he lost the 2020 presidential election, but he came back and he won in 2024. Now, you'd have lost because of what? Decisions taken during his reign between 2016 and 2020, policies implemented, and so on. But he's re-elected.
Well, maybe so, but I'm not comparing the U.S. and St. Lucia, Timothy. You cannot even make that comparison. You can't. All you have is the policies. All you have is what has been said. All you have is the contradiction over and over and over and over again. And I, for one, cannot support that. And I won't support that. And a lot of other United Workers' Party people will not support that. Do we want the party to win? Of course, no party member wants to be in opposition. That's a fact. But we understand that the people on the ground are saying they do not want him as Prime Minister of the country, which means the United Workers' Party has to find a leader that they can stand behind, and they can't stand behind Alan. Timothy, let me tell you.
Let me ask you one final point. Hold on. Are you speaking primarily from the perspective of supporters of the United Workers' Party when you say that he cannot win?
I'm talking about the entire nation.
No, but which poll did you conduct to prove that? Because you're talking about people who are independent. Hold on. You're talking about people who are independents in St. Lucia. Independents. You're talking about people who might be supporters of the St. Lucia Labour Party at one time, but now they might have a change of heart considering the performance of the government over the last 3.5 years. Are you speaking primarily of supporters of the UWP? Because I don't think what you're saying there is backed in any kind of scientific research. It's basically a gut feeling.
Have the people of his class changed their minds and have now decided that they're going to support him? He's the one who said the people of his class did not support him. Well, the people of his class were primarily the voters of the United Workers' Party that made things happen. They're the deep pockets that gave the money to the party.
I don't have the empirical evidence.
Well, you don't need empirical evidence. You live in St. Lucia. You're a journalist. You, of all people, should know, and you do know, and you will pretend not to.
I don't know. Don't claim to know what I know, Colin.
One thing out. Anyway, I'm not arguing with you. I'm here to make a point. Let me point something out to you. In the last 4 years, since 3.5 years since election, how many people have decided to follow Alan? Every time Alan has a march, it's the same number. His numbers have not improved at all. And if your numbers are not improving, that ought to tell you something. The numbers have not been, they have not improved. The last meeting on the boulevard with the same number of people. Take the screenshots, you can literally count them head by head. It's the same number. There has been no increase in the numbers that follow him.
Okay.
So basically you're telling me you want the United Workers' Party to lose the next general election. It's not going to happen. Alan's policies are detrimental. Alan's ability to strategize is detrimental. What Alan says you can never count on because it changes depending on which way the wind blows. He'll say A today, he'll say B tomorrow, he'll come back on the same issue, he'll say A the next day, then he'll say he never said A, he said D. Come on now, where we going with this?
Okay, Colin, thank you so much. We have to move on. We're due for a commercial break. I could identify